Greetings adventurers, this is Lorne Gaming, and for this video, I'm doing something a little bit different from the usual normal DanMachi video. I'm very much enjoying part 1 of the Grand Day update, and looking forward to playing episode Ryu after I finish reading the light novel that comes out on June 26. Speaking of which, the main topic of this video is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon, or DanMachi, Volume 11. And this is my review of the light novel. The series is written by Fujino Omori-sensei and illustrated by Suzuhito Yasuda, and published by Yen Press. Volume 11 is the ending of a storyline that began in Volume 9, known as the Xenos arc, and with this latest installment, I can say with great confidence, it's very much a great conclusion that was worth the build-up. I will try to keep the content in this review spoiler-free in regards to Volume 11, but I will be referencing past events that happened in Volume 9 and 10, so if you clicked on this video because you regularly follow my content, I'd advise that you check out the previous volumes of DanMachi before watching this review. They are very much worth reading, especially if you enjoy the DanMachi game or seen the anime, because there's a lot more detail packed into the novels. In the anime skipped over scenes or trimmed down certain events in the books to fit the content into a 13-episode format. If you do wish to read the books, you can start from Volume 6, since the anime adapts Volumes 1 through 5. However, if you want the full DanMachi experience, I do recommend to start from Volume 1. You'll be going through content you've seen before in the anime, but it will be a lot more in-depth and includes scenes you haven't seen before. Plus, it's been some time since the anime first aired in 2015, so a refresher from 3 years ago really wouldn't hurt. Whether you choose to start from Volume 1 or 6, know that you are in for a fun and exhilarating ride, as you intimately follow Bell along his journey to become a hero. If you thought the content the anime covered from Volumes 1 through 5 was good, the volumes afterwards are fantastic, and in my opinion, they are only continuing to get better. But let's talk about Volume 11. At the end of Volume 10, Bell is presented with the difficult choice of either defending the Xenos, monsters with intelligence that he recently befriended, or leaving them to die at the hands of Loki Familia and the adventurers throughout the city of Oratoria. He resolves to protect the Xenos, specifically the Weaver, Inai, who we met in Volume 9. Due to his opposition against his fellow adventurers, his reputation as one dips as a result, and he becomes the scapegoat for the Xenos invasion of Oratoria and all destruction and tragedy that transpired. We are then left with Hermes, who wants to cooperate with the god Uranus so he can restore Bell's reputation, but we don't know how he plans to do that. And thus, Volume 11 begins with the Xenos stuck hiding in the town of Oratoria, trying to sneak back into the dungeon, with the entrances of the dungeon and Gnosis, a newly discovered labyrinth that leads to the dungeon, being guarded by the guild and Loki Familia. All the while, Bell is currently hated by the people of Oratoria for his parts in attacking fellow adventurers, as he resolved to protect Inai, a monster. I did very much enjoy Mori-sensei's move to have Bell make these difficult choices, which challenge him between the side of monsters and people, causing him to reflect on what he believes a hero should be. His decision had stark consequences and effectively tanked his reputation as an adventurer, and I praise the author for this development. This presented a new type of conflict for Bell. How sometimes being the hero you envision means you'll be criticized for your decisions, even if they are the right ones, because they won't always be popular or understood. The disdain shown for Bell by the people of Oratoria in this volume gives him the opportunity to grow and gain a firm resolve to stand by his own actions, and I do believe he effectively grasped that opportunity to the fullest in this volume. Over the course of the book, Bell feels isolated and alone, thinking that everyone, including his friends and familia, will hate him for what he did to protect the Xenos. But throughout the story, he realizes that there are many people that will stand by him and help him as he sets out to do what he thinks is right. There is a large cast of characters in DanMachi, and it continues to grow larger and larger with each new volume. Omori-sensei continues to give many of his characters impactful roles, minor or major, throughout the story. It is no different here in Volume 11. Even characters like Mord, the veteran adventurer who challenged Bell in Volume 5, have places to shine. Two of the characters who I felt had great roles and developments in this volume are Haruhime and Inai. In this volume, we see them grow from scared and timid characters to bold and confident ones in particularly standout scenes. Of course, Bell himself has his own share of development in his own standout scenes, one of which directs him against his idol, Eyes. And there's also a very amazing scene near the end of the book that changes everyone's perspective of Bell yet again. There is one very well done twist in this volume that I did not see coming, but I'm glad it was presented in the way it was. This particular twist will make you either love or hate a character even more, and will probably make you love Bell as a character even more if you liked him already. There aren't too many mistakes or errors that I noticed in this particular volume besides the usual changing of names like Ryu with an R being changed to Liu with an L, but that's more of a consistency issue at this point. The L spelling is different from the official romanized name and the one used in the anime and the DanMachi game, but to remain consistent with the rest of the books, Yen Press has stuck with that spelling. However, there is one point in the novel where it says that Bell has leveled up, but instead it should just say he updated his status. It's a little disappointing that that snuck its way through quality check, but you'll notice the error if you check Bell's stats at the end of volume 10 and then the ones at the end of volume 11. You can clearly see he has not leveled up yet. If there was one part of the book that I think could have been improved or changed in some way, it would be to expand on the fight between two different characters, but that's mostly me being particularly attached to one of the characters in question. I bet most of you know who that character is if you've been following me on this channel, but I have no doubt that that fight will be expanded upon in the Sword Oratoria volume. Overall, this volume presents a challenge to Bell and his friends, causing them to make choices that aren't easy and require conviction and boldness to overcome. It presents new mysteries and sets new goals for the characters. The Xenos arc as a whole presents new hardships that not just Bell and company must overcome, but ones that all of Oratoria and its citizens will have to move past. When the Xenos arc started in volume 9, I wasn't sure if I was sold on the premise of monsters with intelligence, but Mori-sensei has successfully convinced me that this was a great subject to explore and an excellent addition to the world of DanMachi. He made me fall in love with the new characters like Line and Lido, and gave me a bigger appreciation to the world that he is continuously building. You can definitely see that the author is very meticulous with the planning of his universe. A lot of things that were brought up and thought to be minor details in earlier volumes were presented in the Xenos arc, and I appreciate the amount of care and planning that takes. There are a few teases and hints of what's to come in the future past Volume 11, and I'm very much looking forward to them. Volume 11 is a great read and a fantastic conclusion to the Xenos arc. The ending in particular is exhilarating and contains some of the most exciting scenes in the entire series. It contains great developments to the world of Oratoria, like the existence of Gnosis and what it means for the guild and the city. If you enjoyed the previous volumes, there is no doubt that you will enjoy this one. I put this right up there with my favorite volume in the series, Volume 6. In a future video, I will be discussing the events of the novel itself, along with some of my ideas of where the future could be heading towards. I know there are some summaries of the Japanese light novels which are 2 books ahead, but I don't want to hear them until I read them myself, so please bear with me. If all you read is the main DanMachi series, then I seriously implore you to read Sword Oratoria, a telling of the DanMachi story from Loki Familia's point of view, particularly focusing on 2 characters, Eyes and Lafia. The first volume starts off retreading similar material to the beginning of the DanMachi main series, but quickly afterwards it takes off and becomes its own enjoyable read, helping you appreciate the characters in Loki Familia even more. Also, be on the lookout for Familia Chronicle Episode Ryu, which is coming out on June 26 along with Sword Oratoria Volume 6. Episode Ryu tells the story of Ryu Lion, my favorite character in the DanMachi universe, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. You can probably tell because I bought the imported copy despite being unable to read it. If you play DanMemo, the DanMachi mobile game, then Episode Ryu was recently released as a story scenario, so you'll be able to hear voice acting accompanied with some art if you'd like to experience the story that way. The future of DanMachi itself is looking great with these light novel releases and the continuous updates to the mobile game and DanMemo. We also have a DanMachi movie coming up early next year along with the confirmation of Season 2. Right now, it's a wonderful time to be a fan of DanMachi. Thank you Fujinori Mori for creating this amazing series, Yen Press for translating the novels, and Crunchyroll and Sentai Filmworks for bringing the game and the anime to us all. This is the first time I've done a light novel review, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, but if you have any suggestions on how I should format it, please give me some criticism as I plan to do this again for future light novel releases. Also, I would like to announce I've recently reached 1,000 subscribers, and I am extremely thankful to each and every one of you who watches my videos and consumes my content. You guys are the inspiration for my videos, and I will continue to make DanMachi related content. I do have a somewhat big project in mind along with some other video ideas, so please look forward to what I'll be releasing within the next week. Thank you again for all of your support. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel for more content. You can also follow my Twitter and join my Discord for any discussion about the game or the DanMachi series in general. Thank you so much for watching this video, and as always guys, continue enjoying your time adventuring in Oratoria and the dungeon. This is Lauren Gaming, signing out.